Imagine waking up tomorrow to a financial alert so seismic it fundamentally rewrites the global economic landscape, and more personally, the value of the currency you might be holding in your own hands. The dream that has fueled countless online forums, whispered conversations, and a decade of patient speculation is no longer lingering in the realm of if, but has violently crashed into the arena of when. The single most significant catalyst for that shift has just been officially unleashed. The International Monetary Fund, the undisputed global arbiter of economic stability and the gatekeeper to international financial credibility, has not just acknowledged Iraq's currency reform plans. It has formally, publicly, and unequivocally given them its green light. This isn't a rumor sourced from an obscure blog or cryptic interpretation of a politician's speech. This is a documented, high-stakes endorsement from the very institution that holds the keys to global monetary trust. Let that reality sink in for a moment. For years, the path to a potential dinar revaluation was blocked by a series of formidable barriers: political instability, primitive financial infrastructure, and a lack of international confidence. The IMF's approval is the controlled demolition of that final, most significant barrier. It is the official starting pistol for a process that has been decades in the making, transforming the Iraqi dinar from a speculative asset into a currency on the verge of a historic recalibration. This green light signals to every central bank, every sovereign wealth fund, and every major financial institution on the planet that Iraq is finally ready to graduate from its post-conflict economic status and integrate its currency into the global market on terms that reflect its true, staggering potential. But what does this approval actually mean in practical, ground-level terms? It means the comprehensive blueprint that Iraq has been painstakingly assembling, a plan involving the phasing out of the large denomination notes, the establishment of a modern digital banking system, and the transition to a market-based exchange rate has passed the most rigorous inspection possible. The IMF's economists and policy experts have scrutinized every digit, every safeguard, and every contingency, and their verdict is a resounding proceed. This is the equivalent of a master architect stamping his final approval on the plans for a skyscraper, confirming that the foundation is solid, the materials are sound, and the structure is destined to reach its intended height. This endorsement effectively de-risks the entire endeavor for the international community. It provides a protective shield of credibility, assuring global markets that this is not a reckless, overnight decision, but a meticulously planned and internationally supported economic evolution. What this means for the dinar's future is therefore breathtakingly clear. It means legitimacy. It means stability. It means visibility. The dinar is now on the official radar in a way it has never been before. The conversation is shifting from clandestine online groups to the boardrooms of international investment firms. The value of a currency is ultimately a measure of confidence, and the IMF has just injected the Iraqi dinar with the largest dose of confidence it has ever received. This is the moment the entire investment community has been waiting for, not because the value has changed on the screens yet, because the fundamental perception of the currency's viability and its future trajectory has been permanently and officially altered. The groundwork for a revaluation is no longer being laid in the shadows. It is being conducted under the bright, unforgiving lights of global financial scrutiny, with the IMF acting as the lead foreman. This is the turning point where theory collides with inevitability, where years of analysis and hope are validated by the most powerful financial institution on earth. The journey is far from over, but the map has now been certified, and the destination is finally in sight, promising a future where the dinar's value is dictated not by its troubled past, but by the immense wealth and potential of the nation it represents. So, with the IMF's monumental green light now illuminating the path forward, our focus must shift from the why to the how, the intricate and deliberate mechanics that will now begin to unfold, transforming this high-level approval into a tangible, life-altering economic reality for the dinar and everyone connected to it. This transition is not a simple flick of a switch. It is a meticulously choreographed sequence of technical reforms, each one dependent on the last, designed to ensure stability and prevent the very chaos that skeptics have long predicted. The first and most visible step in this process, one that the Central Bank of Iraq has been preparing for years, is the logistical marvel of redenomination, the phasing out of the current large denomination notes, and the introduction of new, smaller currency. This is far more than just printing new money. It is a profound act of national rebranding and psychological reset. Imagine the sheer operational scale of collecting the trillions of dinars currently in circulation, both within the country and held in vaults and homes abroad, and systematically replacing them with a new currency series that removes the 3 zeros, effectively making one new dinar equal to 1,000 of the old ones. This action, while not changing the intrinsic international value overnight, serves a critical purpose. It simplifies every single financial transaction within the Iraqi economy, from a farmer buying bread to a multinational corporation negotiating an oil contract, bringing a level of efficiency and modernity that the country has been starved for. But this currency swap is merely the visible tip of the iceberg. The true engine of change lies beneath. In the second and most critical phase, the transition to a market-based exchange rate. For decades, the dinar's value has been set by a central bank committee, an artificial rate disconnected from the true forces of supply and demand, a relic of a controlled economy that no longer serves a nation yearning to integrate with the global market. The IMF's plan dismantles this antiquated system and mandates a gradual, carefully managed flotation of the dinar, where its value will be discovered through its interaction in the global foreign exchange markets. This is where the real revaluation occurs. As this new, stable, and internationally endorsed currency becomes available, the world's perception of Iraq's risk profile plummets, while its investment appeal skyrockets. The initial managed rate set by the central bank will act as a starting point, but as global investors, institutions, and currency traders begin to acquire dinars to invest in Iraq's vast reconstruction projects, its colossal oil and gas reserves, and its burgeoning agricultural and industrial sectors, the fundamental laws of economics will take over. Demand for the dinar will surge, and its value will respond accordingly, climbing to a level that genuinely reflects the staggering underlying wealth of the nation. This isn't speculative hope. It's the inevitable outcome of connecting a valuable, asset-rich economy to the global capital markets for the first time. The third and equally crucial pillar holding up this entire structure is the IMF's stringent requirement for absolute financial transparency and the dismantling of the black market currency trade. The shadow economy that has long dictated a parallel, weaker exchange rate on the streets of Baghdad is now in the crosshairs. The reforms include the deployment of advanced digital banking platforms, stringent anti-money laundering protocols, and a crackdown on corruption that will force all major financial flows into the regulated banking system. This will choke off the supply of cheap dinars from the black market, eliminating the destructive arbitrage that has undermined the currency's official value for years. When the only legitimate source for the currency is the official, transparent banking system, the market rate and the official rate will converge, and that single, strong, unified rate will be the one the world sees. This trifecta of redenomination, market-driven valuation, and financial purification creates a self-reinforcing cycle of strength and confidence. Each successful step builds more trust, which attracts more investment, which further strengthens the currency, creating a powerful upward spiral. The IMF isn't just watching this process, its experts are embedded, monitoring every data point, ensuring that this delicate operation proceeds without a misstep. This is the detailed, technical roadmap from where we are today to that future moment of realization, a journey from a centrally controlled artifact to a globally traded, market-respected currency, finally capable of bearing the weight of the nation's immense potential, and in turn, unlocking the financial freedom for those who recognized its promise before the rest of the world caught on. Therefore, standing here at the precipice of this historic financial transformation, with the IMF as blueprint in hand and the mechanical wheels of redenomination and market flotation beginning to turn, the most pressing and personal question now demands an answer. What do you, as an individual watching this unfold, do in this precise, pivotal moment? The theoretical has become actionable, the speculation has become strategy, and your next moves will determine whether you are a passive observer of this economic revolution or an active participant in its rewards. Let's address the immediate practicalities with clear-eyed realism. If you are already holding Iraqi dinar, this period is not a time for panic or impulsive decisions, but for disciplined vigilance and unwavering patience. The coming weeks and months will be filled with a torrent of information, both accurate and deliberately misleading. Your greatest asset right now is not just the currency in your possession, but the quality of the information you consume. You must become a master of discernment, understanding that the process of physically exchanging your current notes for new ones will be a structured, government-mandated program announced with strict deadlines and procedures through official channels. There will be no secret, overnight window that closes before you wake up. A transition of this magnitude requires public cooperation and will be communicated widely to ensure its success. Your task is to ensure your information sources are credible, official, and timely, so you can execute the exchange flawlessly when the time comes, transitioning your holdings from the old series to the new, stronger baseline currency. For those considering entering this space now, the calculus is different but equally clear. The pre-revaluation price window, as we have known it, is effectively closing. The IMF's endorsement has fundamentally altered the risk-reward profile, shifting the asset from a high-risk speculation to a strategic investment in a soon-to-be emerging market. The potential for exponential gain from the current rate still exists, but it is now coupled with a dramatically reduced level of systemic risk, thanks to the international oversight and Iraq's binding commitment to these reforms. The key now is to align your actions with the phased nature of the process. Understand that the most significant appreciation will likely occur during the managed float phase, as the world begins to price in Iraq's true economic strength. Acquiring dinar now is a bet on that specific phase of the journey, the critical period where market forces take the baton from the policymakers and run with it. Beyond the simple binary of buying or holding lies a greater imperative, the need for profound mental and strategic preparation for the world that comes after. The psychological impact of suddenly possessing a currency that has multiplied in value cannot be overstated. It will test your discipline, your relationships, and your entire worldview. This is why the most crucial investment you can make today is not in more currency, but in your own financial education and emotional fortitude. You must begin right now to construct a post-revaluation plan that addresses wealth preservation, legal tax implications, intelligent diversification, and legacy planning. The moment of revaluation itself will be a whirlwind of emotion and opportunity. Your ability to navigate it with clarity and purpose will be the ultimate determinant of its long-term benefit to your life. This is not just about becoming wealthy, it is about becoming wisely wealthy, using this transformation as a tool to secure your family's future, support your community, and achieve a level of freedom you've only ever dreamed of. The door to that future, held open for so long by hope and analysis, has now been bolted into place by the International Monetary Fund. The path is clear, the process is underway, and the destination is no longer a mirage on the horizon, but a tangible reality coming into view with breathtaking speed. Your moment is now. Do not let history record you as someone who saw the opportunity, understood the magnitude, but hesitated at the threshold. The time for watching is over. The time for decisive, formed action has begun.